Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest TV. I'm your host, Wes Forsyth, and tonight is one of our glorious Council episodes. The original broadcast date is April 7th, 2023. Another month behind us. March is gone. March is gone. We're on April now. I've already, invited a celebrity to be a guest. Ain't heard back. But, in other words, I'm trying to get my shit together. We're going to do actual 1-hour episodes instead of little miniature things. So everybody say hi.
Hi.
Oh.
I like to see the little green bars on my dashboard move. Everyone, we do have 2 celebrity announcements. One of the graphics turned in exactly 4 minutes ago. Thank you, Mr. Griffith.
I want to remind everybody that Brandon has a day job, and Brandon had to go through certification audit this week. And yeah. So let's all stop taking dookies on Brandon.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how that works out.
It's literally the highlight of these episodes.
And and of course, everyone, we are blessed. We are blessed that Mr. Griffith could join us tonight. Because of his...
Jesus, I didn't make it out like I was a saint.
And then also, and Adrian has gone to great lengths to be here with us, sitting in the Holiday Inn Paramus or wherever the fuck she is.
Motel 6.
Okay.
Are there bears?
Yeah, there's bears everywhere.
It looks like a hotel room from planes, trains, and automobiles.
See?
I didn't know it was that kind of convention.
Well, we do hang out in some of these shadier places. Anyway, so the moral of the story is that we managed to gather everyone here for this meeting tonight.
We are gathered here today.
Just to talk about whatever the hell comes to mind. And like I said, 2 celebrity announcements. We'll do them at the bottom of the hour. And I like both of these. One of them I really, really like. And the other one is such a swell person that I like her too. So, yeah, now we have to make bear jokes all night because of mine and Brandon's own harrowing story of the last time we went to Tennessee.
Can we not? Can we just not?
Okay. I'm going to, now we're going to go ahead.
Bears around the pool. Like that, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The pool here, I would show you, but it's dark outside. The pool here has no water, just huge chunks of concrete in the bottom of it.
Hey, we're used to that.
Yep. We stayed there 2 years ago. Okay. I do want to address something, even though I know the person does not have the gumption, the wherewithal to watch the show. But once again, it has come up to question why we were sold out of VIP tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I'm going to put this in the most sincere, yet
polite
and reachable terminology that I can. If you sell too many VIP tickets, they become P tickets.
Nobody wants P tickets.
Right.
I
Nobody
mean,
wants P
a lot
tickets.
of people want P tickets.
They're just
but...
P's. They're no longer you have to limit them.
They're not peas and carrots anymore. They're just peas.
And we've run out of hotel space.
Yeah, well, that's on the one type, but even so, yeah, they're if we sold an unlimited quantity of VIP tickets, what's the point?
Well, and I do have to say that, we have always kept our VIP tickets low. But what we did this year, after talking to a lot of people, after looking at the celebrity lines on the floor last year, looking at the amount of space we have, we did add a limited number of weekend plus passes, which will get you the early entry.
Right.
So it's a step between VIP and regular weekend pass that gets you the early entry. So we do have some of those, but they're less than half of the number of VIP tickets we sell because we want to keep that an exclusive experience.
Exclusive. That's a good word.
Exclusive.
So, but I hope everyone does understand that that everybody, you have to limit your VIP tickets or they're not VIP. That's just, that doesn't make sense. Okay, what was you asking?
I just was showing you.
Oh yeah. And that's also gives people, if you have a limited number, it gives people an incentive to go ahead and hand us money.
Yeah.
If they know that they don't have to be in any rush, they will wait.
Yeah.
And then we'll be sold out. And see, it's an ugly cycle. It's this whole ugly cycle. Brandon, what did you want to talk about tonight? What do you got for us, huh, bud?
Jeez, man.
Spotlight on.
Yeah, I love spotlights. Well, I mean,
Brandon, what shirt are you wearing? What's on your shirt?
Oh, those are possums.
Possums. I thought so.
Abbey Road possums. I love it. I don't even like possums, but that's
we've got 3 more possums coming in right now that are next door. And fun time.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
3 more. Wait, did you just say you have 3 more possums that are coming in that are next door?
Well, okay, they're officially here. So yes, they are next door. They are.
Okay. I thought you were just like, now you're just like collecting neighborhood possums.
I mean, pretty much. I mean,
listen, you can't go around stealing the wild possums. That's not what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, if you're wanting possums, you can come to the house and we'll trap you some anytime you want.
Set you out some cat food, leave a window open. God knows what'll show up.
You guys can talk to my wife at any point in time you want to discuss the ins and outs of possum wrangling.
To answer in the chat room, thank you, Scott Wazalewski. Yes, I am feeling great. I'm feeling better than I felt for probably 10, maybe possibly 20 years. The problem is I cannot convince any of the doctors how good I feel. And because of that, they're making me wear this appliance.
He's got a microwave strapped to his chest.
Yeah, I've got and the shocky parts are starting to itch now. So that's always fun. So anyway, but yeah, I feel great. I spent 30 minutes on the treadmill today, one session of 20 minutes, one session of 10 minutes, walking just under 2 miles an hour. Not that, I don't know if that has any bearing on anything, but apparently it's a brisk walk. That's like an airport walk.
And I wasn't threatening him or had the cattle product drink.
That's good.
So good. Like a normal airport walk, or like our airport walk where I get us to the airport.
No, I'm saying that's like the speed you and I were trucking down the. The only difference is the treadmill goes against me instead of with me because we always got on the.
You know what I was doing while you all were doing that? I was relaxing.
For part of it, you were sitting on an airplane wondering where the hell we were.
I was relaxing and I had an entire row of seats to myself. It was wonderful.
So anyway, yeah, that's the story, everybody. I feel fine, and I go in Monday to find out if they will let me take my bra off. It's like working in a strip club that's only open on Mondays. And
I can't see who said this in the chat because I just said Facebook user. but somebody said that they loved my headband, and I don't know if that was Joe or not, but whoever said that, thank you.
It's a pretty sweet headband.
Yeah,
Alicia Spalding loves your headband.
Thank you, Alicia. It's supposed to light up, but like, okay, so it came in a mystery box, and the mystery is it's a light up devil horn headband that doesn't light up.
Just saying, we could hotwire that bitch. Hold on. Well.
So let's see. Let's talk about let's talk about some of the stuff that actually like pertains to Scarefest, some of the things that we've been working on this week.
Well, that implies that I do not pertain to Scarefest, but continue.
No, the headband. Hot wiring the headband.
Okay.
I'm sorry, of course. Wes.
Go ahead. What do you want to talk about, Adrian?
This is bullying Brandon episode. It was my turn last time.
Guys, come on now. You got to take it easy. I don't know if you guys really realize. That's why I don't have a whole lot to talk about, is that I've been through the gauntlet of social work.
Well, I'm trying to talk about the things you have worked on Scarefest this week. We got a lot of stuff accomplished in a very short amount of time.
It was all blurred. I don't remember any of it.
Well, you did a great job, and I got a raise.
Oh, shit. I was really asleep then. Just kidding.
So basically, one of the things that I want to talk about is the fact that we are going to be adding a little bit more space to the show. Now, we don't know exactly how this is going to be divvied up, and obviously we're going to post a lot more details closer to the show, but the meeting area downstairs on the second floor, we will be utilizing a lot of that space, and we'll be looking at hopefully adding some more celebrity panels. I think we had 6 or 7 last year, so try to have at least that many, maybe some more.
If we had that many, I think that we had some film intros.
That's right.
The street. We counted those.
Yep.
And those were well attended. But then there were some people who were talking about like how, they couldn't stay around that late, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah.
A lot of the groupings and stuff that we have, especially for this year, we're going to have a lot of reunions. We're going to have a lot of cast groupings. And so if I'm going to, have Joe run around and moderate, I might as well make it worth his while.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to make him work a little bit harder now. And that was one of the big feedback that we got, over the course of last year.
Yeah.
We'll do some more panels. And I can tell you right now, I wasn't going to take Robert off the floor to do a panel. And so everybody that got miffed about that one, I want you to understand an extra, 100 people got his autograph because I made that decision.
Yeah.
So that's just something we're going to have to live with.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And we have been looking at, a couple different uses for that space down there. And we've been throwing some different ideas around. And I'm going to probably next week sit down and see how we can actually schedule it out. And we're looking at, maybe bring the film festival back home. It's been cool having it at the movie theater, but having to leave the convention floor, even just to go across the street, it wasn't the best thing. So we're looking at maybe trying that back inside the center for a year, seeing how we like it. I think that'll go great.
I think
still working on. What's that, hon?
I think that'll be a big success, because what we talked about when you were asking me, having me picture 8 rooms in my head down the hallway, and then telling me the air walls only work like here. But anyway, it was complicated, people. It was complicated. The point is,
it may as well have been like, I know it's just across the street, but when you're in the middle of 15,000 people and running around, that thing may as well have been in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
My thing about it was, no matter what we did, everybody stood around going, well, I didn't know that there was a building across the street. I didn't know the film festival was over there. So this way, we can just say, Scarefest, there's a whole nother floor of us.
Yes.
In other words, and even if you don't know what's down there, just go blind. Just go,
go
cover
look.
your eyes, go down the escalators, and we'll surprise you.
That kid is on the escalator again. So that's that's been a lot of what we've been doing this week, kind of going back and forth on that. We got some more guests, which of course, we're doing announcements now, but the thing is, guys, is like the announcements we're making now are, months old at this point. So we can't release everybody at once, but I think we've announced maybe half of the people that we've got signed up so far. So we're pretty well done with guest booking, honestly. We're still getting a ton of suggestions, and just so everybody knows, I know it's only April, but we're sold out of vendor space. We're pretty booked on celeb space. Just getting a couple more of those figured out, and so we've got a lot of the planning to do now, the scheduling, communicating with our guests, talking about photo ops and panel opportunities and things like that. But for the most part, I mean, we've got the solid outline. The border pieces of the puzzle are put together. Now we have to get the other 860 pieces of the crazy jigsaw puzzle, and they're all flipped upside down, so nobody knows what's behind a piece when you flip it over. But it's all coming together really nicely. Even though Brandon's working 150 hours a week at his other job, I actually got a second job, and I haven't even had a chance to tell Brandon about it yet.
Well, now's your chance.
Brandon, I got another job.
I know.
Yeah. Now, one thing, okay. All I do is bitch at people in here. Now, another thing I want to point out, and y'all maybe can help me, how do you politely address this? Someone sent a text message and listed like 8 celebrities and wanted to know if we would be announcing any of them soon. Now, 2 of them I know we weren't because they were like Robert Englund from last year. And, a couple of our headlines. But honestly, the others were names that had come up, but I don't actually know the status. So I can't even say yes or no if I wanted to. But how do you politely tell people we're not going to go through your wish list and tell you yes or no?
Right.
Because that spoils the surprise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what I would say. I would be like, you know what? We're going to be making announcements every week for the next several months. So, just tune in, because sometimes Wes is surprised.
This is true.
Yeah. We surprise ourselves sometimes. Like, oh, is this what we're doing tonight? Yeah. Somebody asked me a few minutes ago, like, are you making announcements on Scarefest TV tonight? And I was like, probably. I'd say so. If I had to guess, yeah.
That starts the top down, though. That's my fault. Yeah, everybody's asking questions, and I'm pretty much out of it from 9 to 5 usually.
Okay, now I am going to answer a celebrity question in the chat room. Someone said, I hope there are more paranormal guests coming, although you do appreciate the recent announcements. The answer is yes. We have more. We got kind of like last year, we kind of got hung up a little problem with our headliners. And the problem with headliners, when you get hung up on them, they type your budget. Yeah. We're trying to get one of those straightened out. The other one, we're going to go tell them to go fuck themselves or something. But anyway, the point is, and then we have people behind that. We do have more paranormal guests coming. And so everyone, you're welcome to go out there and bug these paranormal celebrities and say, hey, you should come to Scarefest.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not, there's even a spoiler in the chat room that I can't touch because I don't want to jinx anything. But
right.
Okay. And I can't answer this. Yes, we do know when the speakers will be announced. They will be announced in probably would be June, because I think we said with the speaker applications
May 31st
till the end of May.
Yes, that'll give us time to go through everything and get those picked out. Yeah.
So in other words, roughly, that's only about a month behind what we normally do. We
I
usually
thought
leave
that
it
was a
open.
little earlier than we did it last year.
It might be
thought we
last
did
year,
it-
but the deadline is usually like March.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying we last year was it we didn't do it later than that or
Yeah.
earlier or whatever. But I do know May is probably about a month behind what we used to shoot for.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to shoot for that to give people more time to sign
To
up.
apply.
Yeah, because it's not rocket science. We go through, we read the applications, and we say, "Oh, that looks interesting," or "Oh, maybe
Well,
not."
and it never fails with anything that we have to put a deadline on. Just today, I had people messaging me or emailing or walking up to me and asking about vendor space, tattoo artist spots, things like that. And I'm like, well, actually, we're sold out, which, is great. It's a great problem to have. And we do have a waiting list started. And I think the last I checked, which would have been 3 days ago, I think we have 15 people on the waiting list already.
That was my next question: is how long is the waiting list so far?
I think it's at about 15, but I actually set up an autoresponder on the info box, which I had one closer to the show last year. And I went ahead and put one up this year because, like, as you all know, Brandon and Nicole stay swamped. So, when I'm checking emails, like almost any email address that ends in the Scarefest, Adrian's checking it for right now. So for the info, I went ahead and was able to put on there like vendor space is sold out. Email vendors if you want to join the wait list. And, guest booking is done for 2023, but you're welcome to send, to this email and this email. And I answered a lot of the questions for info just by putting the autoresponder on now.
We should probably do that on the whole Facebook thing, because that's really
Yeah.
the two major questions I get.
I think we should, for the main page where Wes pretty much exclusively handles the Facebook right now. I think Wes is the only one answering messages on the Facebook.
I've resorted though. Now, Brandon, I got bad news for you. I've resorted now to when people contact me with some question that is well above my pay grade, or at least should be above my pay grade on Facebook. I'm actually telling them, you're wanting to pass a lot of information through some unknown face on Facebook. Maybe you should get in touch with, and then I forward them.
Yeah.
So somebody will probably start saying that I was short with them, but I wasn't. I'm being very, very nice.
I've gotten to the point now where I definitely have noticed that my responses to people are probably 50% the length that they used to be, because I just get so many, which I'm not complaining at all. I mean, if I had, unlimited hours in the day, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I had to pin a post on my Facebook that says, if you're messaging me on here about Scarefest, like it may be a while. If your message is not opened yet, I haven't gotten to it. But I will. We'll get to it eventually.
And I think, I don't know. We need to go in and update like some of the FAQ and stuff and things like that.
We got to leave the chairs on there though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. But yeah, some of the questions that I've seen, and like, I get it, but it's super, super early still. And like, we're not going to say anything about celebs until we announce them. Like, I'll get on there and I'll do like, I'll make a comment like here and there that'll.
I notice I do it too.
Like what's what, and just kind of say, that would be a good idea. We should probably.
Oh yeah.
But there's only so much we can give out. We're not even. Yeah, we just got into April.
Vendors.
And like, it's there's so much stuff yet that we still have to figure out. And, working with the center and stuff like that and layouts and things, like, I think people are taking a lot more notice earlier because, we used to not sell out until later. And we used to have vendor space, still available because we were all in like a period of rebuilding and restructure. And we finally got, an equation I think that works. And those things are happening a lot earlier now, which means that we have to start thinking about programming and how we're going to do things moving forward. Does it move beyond, just an October show? Do we need to look at doing other stuff? But I think that's why, there's a lot of attention on it earlier than what we're used to. I mean, typically we don't field questions like this until later in the year.
Oh, I had somebody post, and again, not a complaint. I was just shocked. Somebody posted in the Facebook group last night. They said, it's my first time. I haven't ever been. I was able to get VIP. What are the hours? And I was like, and then he was like, well, I need to book my hotel. And, check in at the hotel is normally 3 or 4. Well, if you're VIP, the floor opens at 3. So if you want to get checked into your hotel and everything, you might want to do it on Thursday. So he went ahead and like booked his Thursday room and everything. And I was like, man, it's still April, right? I haven't spent the last 5 months in a coma or anything. So it's really great. But yeah, it is definitely moving a lot faster. And to keep up with that, this time of the year is normally kind of more of a downtime for us. We like to get out and go to shows, and we like to see people and talk to people and just kind of hang out and see what everybody's liking and what's trending right now and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, we're taking, Brandon has to take his work computer with him everywhere he goes, just like Wes has to take his bra with him everywhere now. But, I've been having to take like my laptop with me because I can't really stay away from the email, stay away from, the Instagram and the Facebook for a couple of days because it gets so backed up. And we're having to, reach out to like the city of Lexington about what their plans are, talking to the center about some things that are scheduled. And that is something we can talk about. I spoke with the center this week. So you all that were there last year will remember on Sunday, there was I think it was like a young children's dance review. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it will be going on again this year on Sunday. It'll be downstairs in the ballrooms. So whatever impact that had last year, we'll be looking at that this year. But as of right now, and there can't be. So the local, what is it? The not mausoleum. Brandon, what's the sports complex down there by your house that's getting rebuilt? Memorial Coliseum.
Memorial.
Yes.
Mausoleum. I love it. From now on.
Kentucky had a bad season, but it wasn't that bad.
It could be.
That is what it shall be called. I decree it from this day forward. Perfect.
So they're actually getting a remodel, and anything that would be going on at the mausoleum is now going on at Rupp Arena. So Friday night, they're going to be having volleyball, and Saturday and Sunday is also held for UK athletics.
Wait. Let's talk about the volleyball now. Was this girls' team or boys' team?
I'm pretty sure it's ladies volleyball.
Oh, Lord.
So
we lost Wes on Friday now.
I might. I'll work it out.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Roku cams.
Exactly. So Wes is going to be in there getting us all rigged up for that. But the good news is that means there will not be a Jason Aldean concert.
That we know of. I'll just tell you, like I think that they still can have like events and stuff down there.
Oh, well, these are all in Rupp Arena. The athletics events are scheduled for Rupp Arena.
Okay,
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But the Saturday one isn't concrete. So yes, Brandon, there is a chance we could still get Jason Aldean. But right now it's slim. So let's hope it stays that way. And if it does,
I kind of miss him now, though. If he's not there,
I know.
Okay, it's 9:30. It's 9:30. We need to do our commercial break and come back and do our announcements. Everybody will be right back.
Horror. Movies. fans. 4. Life. On Facebook. Find us. 4 watch parties. 4 news. 4 memes. 4 friends. 4 life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And we're back with Scarefest TV and our first celebrity announcement of the evening, Catherine and Cammie. Catherine, this is a delightful woman. Of course, you know her from Sleepaway Camp and any other number of she actually played, what was the one she played cop on not too long ago? I forget. Anyway, I actually watched it, a little bit of it. She looked tough. She is tough. She was a great guest. I'm going to go ahead and jump on the horn with her because I loved talking to her. She was so sweet. But Catherine Cammie is coming, and that is an Hawaiian name. I had to go through because I'm an ignorant redneck from Kentucky, and I had to have her explain that to me. Next up, Emily Kinney. This is the one that excites me. Now, I do not know this young lady. I loved her on The Walking Dead. I will admit it. She was back in the golden age. The golden age.
Fantastic.
Yes, of The Walking Dead. But Emily Kinney, has she done anything else? Her IMDb pulled up. I didn't even look at it. Arrow. She was Arrow. She played Brie Larvin, the bug-eyed bandit.
She was in Flash season 2, and then
the bug-eyed bandit. So,
yeah.
I honestly do not remember her. And I watched season 2 on the Flash, and I don't remember that. So I have to go back and look at it.
Season's ahead of me.
Yeah, well, you know, some of us. Well, I'm just a superhero fan. What can I tell you? But Emily Kinney, we've got some Walking Dead coming for you. Walking Dead. Yes, and she can sing. She did.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
So maybe we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. She'll be the VIP entertainment. Who knows?
I plan on asking because she has done some songs at Walker Stalker, I think, before. I've seen videos of her performing some songs. And
well, the important thing is make sure she shows up for karaoke. The house will come down. The house will come down. Anyway, Scarefest Horror Film Festival is now taking submissions. I have not logged in all week. So last count was like 33, 35, something like that. But it may be more, maybe less. But Scarefest Horror Film Festival is taking submissions. Okay, I need to turn off that market. Yeah. Now hit transition. I don't know what happened there. The Full Moon Sister Bazaar. That's B-I-Z. Anyway, the Bazaar is April 29th and 30th. There is no market in April. There is no Central Kentucky Mystical Market in April. There is only the Bazaar. But the Central Kentucky Mystical Market is coming up. And that, I don't know if we had the dates on that or not.
Put the dates on that.
I probably didn't update that yet. Anyway, speaker applications are open. Let's go ahead and put that on the board. Just to let everybody know. But there we go. And I will be going to the Full Moon Sisters Bazaar. That will be my first venture out into the real world in public. And that's bra or no bra. Whether or not they take my bra, I am going to go to the bazaar.
Wes,
and
if you go to the bazaar and you have to wear your bra, I will also wear a bra in solidarity.
But will yours be electric? And I don't mean electric like the song, you know. It's electric. No, I mean actual shock your ass into submission electric.
Well, that's not really my thing. but I may be able to like put some lights on it.
Okay.
So
So
like this is depressing.
but yeah, Scott says, "Well, I'm actually getting off the farm." I've been. No, I haven't been anywhere, to be honest with you.
You've been a couple of places.
I've been to the movie theater and one restaurant in Lexington with Brandon and Nicole where they fed me greasy seafood.
Oh, what?
It was good. Yeah, I have to. It was really, really good. But it's the kind of it was like lobster. I didn't have the lobster. I had crab legs.
Ooh.
Brandon also had crab legs, but
50 pounds of something else.
Yeah. They brought mine on a plate.
I hadn't been out in like I don't know how long, and like that was that was the calm before the storm, and yeah, I gorged myself on seafood.
Chips, dip, chains, whips, and a shock bra, says Christy Turner.
And crabs.
And crabs.
Crabs. We ate crabs that night. Anyway, so yeah, but so I have been out of the house. I just haven't been in large crowds, and so I wish them all the luck at the bazaar. Hope they sell out. Hope they sell out their tickets, and then someone can say, "Well, you should have planned better and sold more tickets."
Brandon, I don't know if you've noticed because you've been under the social media rock, but the post that you made, which I love the graphic that you did where it says sold out, but where VIP, I guess, is only like a third of the image big. I guess it's not big enough. Everyone thinks our tickets are sold out.
Oh, well, we probably need to take that off there then.
Yep. A lot of people are like, oh man, I wish I could go. And then some of our volunteers are commenting like, well, you can still go. And they're like, well, I can't go if I'm not VIP.
I saw somebody post that, and it was just, honestly, it was too in depth for me to go into the whole, well, we're selling a 1 hour ticket, buy you a damn t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The VIP, I guess I could understand not wanting to go and miss the VIP party.
Well, and that was the thing. I think they were saying that they needed extra time on the floor, which, like I said, we did add a limited number of the early entry passes. But
Jesus
also,
Christ, how much bigger can I make it? Half the image is VIP.
Brandon, I said, it's only like over a third of it. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. No, I think that the graphic was perfect. It's just, people see that sold out and.
Well, let's just delete that and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah. But Wes, if it had gone off, it would be called shocking seafood now. I'm over here like Frankenstein's monster. Bolts. What else are we going to talk about? We talked about bras. We talked about seafood.
I don't know. Does anybody have questions out there? Anything that's...
Yeah. Let's hear some questions from the chat. Some good ones, though.
Yeah, if we can do that. We can read. We can take questions from the chat.
Yes.
The only thing that came up, now they did answer it in the chat room. If you're wondering about vending or you want to be on the waiting list for a booth, the email address is vendors@thescarefest.com. Vendors@thescarefest.com.
Christy Turner, I did not leave you. I have a double room. And it's vacant. There is an empty bed over here. You are more than welcome to come and occupy it at the Motel 6.
We'll leave the lights on. Is that the one?
Yeah, I think so.
And throw in a bag.
And I do okay.
With a bunch of people that like, and I want to know like the truth behind this, because my understanding is like the cocaine bear thing was not a April Fool's joke. So like my understanding is that the actual bear that like is here in Kentucky, is here in Lexington. and they've brought it around to like several movie premieres and things like that in the area. I mean, that thing was swamped. And so it wasn't an April Fool's joke, but I've also seen somebody comment that's not the actual bear. So I want your proof.
Yeah. If you've got Pablo Escobar, we want to see him because I'm pretty sure this is the bear.
And if it's not, we will kill another one with cocaine.
Nobody's getting my cocaine.
Someone asked you to please repeat the names of the guest announcements because the stream was lagging for them. Wes, can you pull out your announcer voice and say the ladies' names again, please?
This year for the Scarefest 2023, we have Catherine Cammie from the Sleepaway Camp and Emily Kinney from The Walking Dead. I don't like that.
Beautiful.
But okay. Yeah, I was going to get back to that. We do have a legitimate. Do we have we? I know we have not locked it in, but do we have a direction we're planning on going with entertainment for the VIP party this year?
No. And I'll tell you why that is such a hard no right now.
Okay.
So, right now, we have been working on where to have the VIP party.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at a few options, and there are pros and cons to each place. And a ton of people have requested that we bring in music again, like live music performances. And the venue that we used last year, we wouldn't be able to do that. So because we've had so many requests for live entertainment, we are looking at an alternative for the VIP party, which would be a lot closer to the show floor, hint, hint. And if we do that, then we may be able to get some bands in there, some, live performances again. And once we get settled on that, then we will have more of a direction on what we will be able to do. But most assuredly, DJ Trey will be hosting the VIP party again. That's all I know with certainty right now, because in all of the venues, we can't have a DJ. So that's what I know right now. So now you know.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm curious to hear what everybody thinks. Because, I mean, we've kind of gone back and forth on it a few times. And I'll be honest with you, like, my thing's kind of torn. Like, I've enjoyed Lex Live. But at the same time, it does hinder us from doing some things that we would like to do.
Yeah.
And if we go back in, so like LexCon's VIP party is at the Hyatt. And I don't want to do it at the hotel. And we've got that, the convention center has a lot of rooms that we don't use or we haven't used. And so there's a lot of things that we can expand out there. And I think if anybody was around long enough, if you remember, we used to have the costume contest was on Saturday night, and it was a standalone event. And we had it in the ballrooms there, and it was always very successful. And Jeff and Trey and all of them always did an excellent job with it. And we had people come in and play sometimes and all kinds of stuff. We even had like the VIP party the one year that was on the first floor of the old convention center. And I thought that went really well. There was a lot of attendance that year, and a lot of people talked about it. So, the rules are it's got to be close. Got to be, somewhere where celebs and stuff and VIPs can easily get to it. And, the way that they've done the convention center down there, one thing about LexCon was that I was able to kind of walk around because they've made adjustments since we were there just in October.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different things that you can do in there now as far as with the space. I mean, it's huge. You can have like 6 horror hounds in there.
Yeah. We got a good question from the chat if you are wrapped up on the entertainment part.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just I think you summed it up pretty good. Like once we figure out, like our intent though is to have a lot of live entertainment in there this year, and we have a lot more options with it if we take it
Absolutely.
back.
That's my biggest driving force into keeping everything at the convention center is our flexibility. We already have this space, and we really have more, of a chance to dictate what goes on there than when we use the outside venues. So, and everybody knows that, we kind of make adjustments and sometimes change, this isn't what I'm used to, but it can give us more of an idea on what to do for the following year. So we may do something different, and it actually goes a lot better. So that's probably what we're going to do. We're going to branch out a little bit this year and do some things a little bit differently, but we're always trying to figure out the best way to give everybody what they want as best as we can. And it's kind of hard to do sometimes. But the question we got from the chat was one of the, Barb on YouTube said, who are some celebrities that you've really loved their personality and you would love for them to come back to the show?
The answer is most of them are coming back.
Well, just
the ones that, no, honestly, the fan favorites, the ones that really catch our attention, catch the fans' attention, that the fans fall in love with. They're like, if not every year, every other year. Felissa.
Oh, yep.
Felissa Rose.
Brian Bremer. I love that man.
Yeah.
So much.
We've got several that the Crypt Keeper comes every other year, like.
Oh, John, yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
John Kassir. Exactly. People love John.
And, and it's crazy because, for 15 years, we at the beginning, I think we had something like 30 celebrities our first year. We're up to, having 60, 65 every year now. That's a lot of people over the years. And we have had some repeats, but it's hard. So many of the people we work with are just genuinely wonderful people. And, they'll keep our numbers and check in with us, birthdays, holidays, things like that. That we would love to have back. So that's a really good question, but it's a really tough one too.
I know. I hardly a lot of people always assume that I'm in the back, hobnobbing and stuff with people. And I typically don't do that. I don't,
I know who one of your top would be though.
I'm usually pretty busy, but I got a chance to sit down and talk with the Friday the 13th Part 3 folks last year for a little bit. And that was probably one of my highlights. Now, Larry and all those guys are absolutely hilarious and just phenomenal to interact with. So if I was going to bring anybody back, it'd be them probably.
And Brandon had one of the ones that I loved hearing about was when Brandon got to hang out at 6 a.m. with Clue.
Oh, Clue. Yeah. Now overall, yeah, Clue's still my guy. He's been probably one of the funnest people I've ever had. And, his passing, I hated that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, the man is just amazing. But yeah, he used to show up on the show floor 3 hours before it started, and I would be down there, and I would catch him walking in. And the first time, I didn't recognize him from behind. I was like, "Hey, well, excuse me, we're not open yet." And he turned around. I was like, "Holy shit! Yeah, we're open. Go in as much as you want."
Anytime.
And we ended up he would come down on the bottom floor every morning and put a chair out facing the sun as it rose. And so I would sit there and talk to him about farming and cattle and just all kinds of stuff. I mean, he's phenomenal man.
Yeah, he was wonderful. Someone in the chat asked about Danielle and Scout. They are going to be doing the Talk Scary to Me podcast on Saturday. It is not sold out yet. And for anyone who's listening that is a VIP ticket holder or our staff that want to attend that, we do have a code, a discount code for that. So if you are a platinum, golden, or a staff, and you would like a coupon code for the Talk Scary to Me podcast, you just shoot me a message or email, a text, and I will get you your own code to redeem for that. Now, depending on the area that we put them in, which I mean, I know the area that they're going to go in, but seating wise, we've already sold quite a few tickets to this. So we are looking at maybe expanding the area that they're going to be in so that we don't have to make that a sold out thing. But there is definitely the potential that will sell out, even if we do add more space. The number of tickets that we sold so far actually surprised me because of how early it is. But if you are interested in that, please look at getting those tickets when you can. And I will make a note if we get to the point where we're starting to, where I think we're going to sell out. I will make a post about that. I'm not saying like run out and get them. We're going to sell out tomorrow. No, I'm going to try to add some more space so we can add more tickets. We weren't sure how that was going to go because, it's the first time we've done it, but it's going really well. So if you are interested, please get your ticket when you can, because I don't want anybody to have to miss out on that.
Yeah, one of the things I looked at doing with that too was to do like a limited running of like 150 prints or something. Like
cool.
That they can have signed at the event. And some of the special events, I also thought about making some special shirts up to sell at the event.
Well, I think, and I'll have to double check this, but I'm pretty sure, Brandon, that Scout and Danielle do a selfie with everybody that goes, and everyone that goes gets a swag bag. So we may look at doing a print for that, but I think that they kind of already do their own thing. And that's why we have to let them know like a certain number of tickets. And that's why I'm saying we might have to sell out. I might have to cap those when we get closer to the show, but I will let everyone know, and the more that develops on that, I'll keep y'all in the loop. Someone had asked about some other special events this year. I think we are going to take a year off of axes and bowling. And those have been great in the past. We really do want to try to open up and have some new events and, some other opportunity type things. So I think we are going to take a year on those, but I believe we're still on for our second year of Killers on the Rocks, which is a very exclusive ticketed event. And that's a Thursday afternoon event. That's before the launch party. And there are only going to be a couple dozen spots because of the it's kind of, more of an intimate.
You should plan better so that you could sell more tickets.
Let me get on the phone with the brewery and have them expand the building size so we can fit some more people.
They should make bigger barrels of whiskey.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Okay, some real quick ones here. Photo ops. And this actually comes up a lot in the Facebook messages. Celebrities, as a rule, will sell or take a selfie with you at the table. Now, photo ops are a separate thing. We have a professional photo op company called Celeb Photo Ops, comes in and does like prom pictures with you. Yes, that is separate. They are sold separate. Now, the reason they're not for sale yet, and I am the biggest griper about getting these things on sale in the Scarefest organization, but we do have to wait until we actually announce who's coming before we can put the tickets on sale. Now, because it messes up groups and everything. Like if we have 4 people that we've announced, and then we've got the 5th one from a franchise that we haven't announced, this creates this whole thing. So that's why we have to wait till the last minute. We pretty well have to wait until the lineup is set and announced to put them on sale. Plus, if we start selling photo ops before we announce the celebrity, it creates confusion.
Yeah, and, to go along with that, the way that we do that is Celeb Photo Ops will send me a Google sheet, and then we fill it in as we add guests, and we mark if they're announced, if they're not announced. And then we take, Brandon last year took the graphics that we had for the year and did kind of like a swap over a little bit closer to the show and did a different color scheme and everything for the graphics. And a lot of the group graphics were done in that one, things like that. So, when we get closer, I'll be sending them those graphics, but I'm keeping the spreadsheet that they send me filled in. Every time we do an announcement, all the information gets plugged in. So when we are ready to release, they just have to turn the sales on. They've already got all the information plugged in. They've already got all the graphics, things like that. So it is one of those things that keeps, kind of going as we're making announcements. This is happening in tandem, but it's one of those things that you won't really see until we're ready, like Wes said, to put it out there. Because, if we have 2 people from a movie and we got 3 more to announce, then we may put these 2 people individually out in a duo, but then we release a group photo op and you're like, oh man, now we do have upgrade options through the celeb photo op system. So some of those we may be able to get individual ops on sale a little bit sooner this year. That's one of the things that I've been kind of talking with them about. We may be able to go ahead and start selling ops pretty soon, actually, for the people that we've announced. But groups and duos.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I got a lag, I think. Yeah, the stuff that we look at too, I mean, not just the groupings, but also like what we do for like static props and things.
Oh, yeah.
So like, one of the things that it looks like we'll be doing this year that we're still working out the kinks on, is Terrifier. So like Art the Clown and the Little Pale Girl, is that going to be in costume, which I think both of them are.
Yeah.
Damien's coming, and then a guy working on a set drop for the Clown Cafe. And then we've got a guy working on a set for, Day of the Dead. And so some of that stuff is like the static props and not just having like everything in front of like,
a blue screen.
Yeah. Trying to make that a little bit more, edgy, I guess. So, I mean, having those pieces done and setting it all up, yeah, we've got to have that pretty well ironed out before we can start doing it. And a lot of our Friday the 13th groupings and, how many more people are we going to be announcing from Sleepaway Camp? I mean, those are all things that everybody's got to take into perspective.
Yeah, and I will drop a mild teaser. One of the things that we have been working on is another grouping. We haven't announced anybody from the grouping yet. I don't think any of the people that we're going to announce from this group have ever been to Scarefest before. And they haven't been together at a show in at least 6 years. And I'm really excited about it. Mm. So as soon as we get some contracts going on that, we will be making some announcements, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys. I'm like bursting at the seams to talk about this one. So that's pretty cool.
Also somebody in the chat room a while ago said they couldn't find the Talk Scary to Me tickets. Scroll down. That's all I can do. Oh, scroll down. They're down in add-ons, but it's you go through the regular day tickets. They are there. I just double checked. They are there, but you have to scroll down. And then somebody else asked what we were talking about with Killer on the Rocks. Killers on the Rocks is a whiskey tasting with some of our celebrities. Mm-hmm. That's the easiest way to explain it. And when I say whiskey tasting, it's they actually tap the barrel. Go on the website. There's like pictures of it and everything. Go on scarefestweekend.com.
Scarefestweekend.com. You go to the little drop-down menu, and Wes made an awesome little section called Looking Back. And you can see some of the things that we had last year. And that was one of them. The early bird ticket pricing. So Brandon had a really good idea. Because we sold out of all of our VIP stuff so early, we extended the early bird ticket pricing to April 15th. We extended it 2 weeks. Is that?
I did it to April 20th because that would make it 420. And that just seems like a nice round number.
Okay, nice round number, 420. So if anyone knows people that don't have their tickets yet, those ticket prices will go up on 420. Yay. So make sure to let everybody know that, tickets are going to go up, but we did extend that by 19 days.
Yeah, and Wesley announced it last month that early bird pricing was gone. So I'm just saying, maybe a memo
Well, I thought we made a post.
We're beyond memos. Come on now.
Wait a minute, Wes, aren't you in the?
Don't
Okay,
read everything that comes across Facebook. Facebook, whatever it puts in front of me. Facebook, whatever it puts in front of me.
Well, I thought it was a group text between you, me, and Brandon, but it might have been one of the things Brandon.
I probably don't read all of those.
What's the point of a memo? Jesus.
Like Brandon reads all of his text messages.
No,
Brandon,
I'm literally like, yeah, if anybody's out there and they've tried to get a hold of me, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm literally, hold on.
What is it?
I'll read it off. I am 684 text messages behind. I have 43 voice and 1,368 emails. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind.
You also have 622 emails on your Scarefest account.
Don't remind me.
But the Scarefest account emails is just me being a brat and not deleting your emails. There's actually nothing in there that you need to see.
Quit freaking me out then.
I know. I forward you all the important stuff. All the others is like, hey, your Walmart order. It's your fault. You put your like Walmart orders and stuff to your Scarefest account. So, you know, I mean, I just wanted you to have I want you in an electric bra before Scarefest gets here, man. I want us all to be wearing matching electric bras you know what? Somebody in this chat right now better come to Scarefest cosplayed as Wes Forsythe in an electric bra.
And the man purse. And the man purse.
The man purse. I'm going to need you to bring a man purse too.
Barb is rocking it on YouTube. As for the film festival, she wants to know during the day or nighttime. Trick question, depending if you ask me, the film festival is during the day. That is because all of my cohorts like to call the feature films that we show of a night part of the film festival, and they're not there. Now, to unconfuse that, Barb, during convention hours, the film festival will be going nonstop. We also do usually have, and we are still planning on having, we call them feature films, which means like some movie that one of our big celebrities was in the 80s, and then we show it on the big screen, and they do a Q&A and all that stuff.
Yeah, so like one thing to think about that'd be really cool is like if you say, for example, we have say we had a lot of sleepaway camp people come, then we would probably put a lot of emphasis on that film and having it available to show with some of the characters if we do that.
Yeah, potentially. It is a possibility that it could happen.
And then there's also, of course, finding a print of the film that can be shown. Because that has actually come up before where we went all in saying we were showing a film and it was totally unavailable. Come to find out. I believe that happened once last year. But anyway, yeah, so that's what we do that. There are films, but the film festival is during convention hours. We're at the top of the hour, everybody, so I think we've pretty well knocked it out. We're going to go ahead and give you Bonehead Weekly because I buzzed right past him at the 45-minute mark. Joe with our movie review for this week, and I kind of want to hear it. Of course, my sound will be muted, so I won't be able to hear it.
You can listen later.
I'll have to watch the show and find out. But everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. And it's actually, considering we did not call it a Q&A, it actually was one of our best Q&A episodes, I do believe.
Yeah.
So, Bonehead Weekly, see you next week.
It's getting harder to find shirts that fit me, and I need more black shirts. I need them desperately. Which brings me to this movie. Actually, it's a series that I'm going to review this week. And I've said on it for a while. It's been out since November of last year, and I watched it. And there's a reason I haven't reviewed it yet. It's because a lot of you love it, and I was okay with it. And we're going to talk about Netflix Wednesday. Now, Wednesday is based on the Addams family, only it centers around Wednesday Addams, who was played fantastically by Jenny Ortega. In fact, the cast is what saves most of the show for me. It's a fantastic cast. Jenna Ortega, Gwendolyn Christie. It's not quite accurate to say this is Tim Burton's show. Tim Burton only directed about 3-4 episodes of it. It's actually created by the two people that gave you, not Supernatural, by the two people that gave you Smallville, Alfred Goff and Miles Miller. It's kind of a mystery. It's kind of a coming of age. It's like, what is it you people call it these days? YA, young adult. That's what it is. Is it horror? Kind of, sort of. I mean, it's the Addams Family, so it's slightly horrific. And there is a monster in it that looks like a Tim Burton monster. I just want people out there to know that as much as like, oh my God, it's Tim Burton's, they basically just, he directs, his handprints are on it. A lot of stuff looks like Tim Burton. But the show's actually written and created by two other people. Is this the best thing since sliced bread? I mean, a lot of you love this. I thought it was okay. I thought it's decent enough. But for some odd reason, I just never really got into it that much. I liked Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. I've said this now 3 times. I liked Gwendolyn Christie, Ricky Lamone. I love the fact they brought back Christina Ricci. Danny Elfman does the music. But, well, actually, Danny Elfman did the score. The music throughout the show is done by a guy named Chris Bacon. There's just something about it that just didn't draw me in. I don't know. My friend Chad Jennings has a great line about it. And he's talking about Luis Guzman, who plays her dad, plays Gomez. And it's just a good example of the show. I love Luis Guzman. He's a fantastic character actor. But I don't know that he's actually playing Gomez. He's playing himself, which is fine. I just wanted to point it out. He's not really playing Gomez. And a lot of the show just doesn't work for me. I can't tell you why. Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester is a lot of fun, but I don't think that here I think is it. It doesn't have to be either a comedy or a mystery or a horror show. And a lot of things kind of slide that, they kind of go on that line. And I know a lot of people love the dance sequence with her in it, but there's just not enough of any of those 3 elements for me. I need one of them or more of each of the 3. There's just not enough to keep me kind of just watching it. But I did watch it. I can't say that I totally recommend it. If you're an Addams Family fan, you've probably already watched this and you've watched it several times. I'm just kind of curious about the other people. Is there anybody other than me that was like, it's okay. It's not the greatest thing on earth. Anybody else just think it was okay? This has been Joe Lewis, a Bonehead Weekly. Watch Wednesday if you're an Addams Family fan, but I think it's overrated. Just my opinion.